What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in to a reaction stream where we are T-minus 1 minute until we hear about what has been leaked, rumored, hinted at for quite a while. What is most likely going to be a Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster or remake. Holy crap, man. Oh my goodness, dude. This is something, it spread like wildfire a few days ago with some screenshots in that had been leaked. And now it's been all over. I mean, it's been long rumored that stuff was in production, and we are 10 seconds away from getting official information on what is gonna happen, when it's gonna release, if it's a remaster, if it's a remake. Let's enjoy, shall we? I never played Oblivion. A little bit of Morrowind back in the day, but I never got around to Oblivion, so any re-release is going to be amazing. Yes, please.
You hold our future in your hands. Take with you my blessings and the hope of the Empire. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Dude. Remaster. Okay, so it's officially a remaster. Some of the stuff that they showed in the like the leaked screenshots though,
here we are 20 years later.
It looked a lot more like a remake visually, but dude.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls, to us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is
which has
being
been
able to look
like
back at all of the chapters.
7 years since it's been
Skyrim,
teased.
Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Yes, it's 8 a.m. for me and I'm chugging Mountain Dew. Leave me alone.
A real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio. I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time. You want to keep those bones in place. You want some of that old charm.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games, I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Looking back and seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
It feels like to me too that Oblivion was probably the game that really made the series take off.
Warm fuzzies.
Like Skyrim's like the plethora now of popularity. Morrowind was, I'm sure, very popular, as well as Daggerfall in the first game that I'm drawing a blank on, but Morrowind was probably pretty popular too, but Oblivion seems to be the one that maybe has the biggest cult following outside of Skyrim.
Is the beginning of who I am as an individual, as a game developer. It all starts with it.
I don't even think it took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
Such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds, and having players be able to come back and experience that is really amazing. We had that really special moment of coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's What if we could give that moment to everybody again?
Yep. To people that have
I
played
was
it,
born
and
87
people
years
like
ago.
me that have not, man.
For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Man. Holy shit.
Whether you're reliving these moments
God, it's
or
get-
experiencing them for the first time, the world of Oblivion
It's getting me
Remastered
choked up. I've
immediately
never played the
looks
damn
and
game.
Feels incredible.
Look at this, man.
When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had
wow.
one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life. The care and love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
We wanted to make the remaster more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
Damn. Now we need this for Morrowind, because Morrowind arguably needs it much more, but hey, you know what? I'll take these as they come.
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
from unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the
I'd
Nine,
hope, but that's
so you
good.
get the full experience.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience. At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
You will find your own path, but there will be blood and death.
Everyone is, of course, dying to know what the release date's gonna be, but man, it's gonna take over the gaming industry for a few weeks to a few months again when it does, that's for sure. Holy crap.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
That was one of the screenshots that was out on
The
social
original
media.
Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
But it's not just about pure fidelity. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
The one thing I always really enjoyed
The brush opens a portal into the painting.
about
You're stuck here like
seeing like the world of Oblivion just always felt a bit more dark fantasy to me
Good for a visit.
versus Skyrim.
eternity.
And I really love that aesthetic.
We've leveraged nearly every major feature
Where,
from
like,
the latest version of
Skyrim,
Unreal
I mean,
5.
yeah, Skyrim has some dark fantasy to it, but I feel like Oblivion was more drenched in that dark fantasy, and like I said, I love the aesthetic of dark fantasy. It's my jam, if you will, you know? So to get a whole world immersed like that, I'm down. I'm down.
We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light. We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. Heed it!
And Real Tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh, allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures.
Shout out the Khajiits and the
all
Argonians.
races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
We have access to so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest. Insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in
Beautiful.
Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Thane.
I always wonder too with the because of the engines that they're working on for this game.
It's not just the visuals that we've modernized in the remaster.
Hold
it's
on.
gameplay.
Yeah, I wonder how much of this is like obviously
UI
huge
and
cash
UX.
grab. Huge.
It's
Huge for Bethesda. But I wonder how much of this is going to be a test dummy too for ES6.
Across the board.
It makes
We've
sense.
changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people happy. It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim.
Oh, look
so
at
it's
this.
the best of both worlds. We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations.
I love that.
Where
Yeah, I
there's a lot
love
more
that.
separation
Enemies,
between the upper
man.
and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish. Combat in the original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters, sparks, and controller feedback. You know, it's a little thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and
Gotta face evil Groot.
There's a proper third-person perspective now. The original had third person, but there was no crosshair, and we felt the experience could be modernized.
Get a
One
little
of our
Skyrim in
goals
that.
was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability. Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
Greetings. How
Greetings.
goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races. So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue. Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
Can't stand the sight of those creatures.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just hi there.
Which
Hi
is,
there.
there's an
But it's,
infamous
so nice
voice
and
line that
creepy at
like
the same time.
one of the
Stop.
voice actresses
You violated
had
the
to
law.
redo their
Stop.
line.
You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone. We are going to steal one
That's
of
an
the
interesting
Elder
helmet.
Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room. The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
Stop. You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then
Resist.
pay with your blood.
Run, dude. He killed the
As
blind
games
priest.
have developed over the past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the
not me, I'm out of
character work
shape,
has been
but I get it.
completely redone from scratch.
You know, in gaming, yes.
And that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini games are the mini games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Great. How's it go again?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Lockpicking is always so fun in these games
Whether you're
too.
returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
you will instantly feel at home. It just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully
It
handcrafted
just
world.
feels like there's such a more
Well,
diverse
it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
like enemy field too compared to Skyrim. I don't know, maybe
Oblivion
I'm just,
is a core part.
I'm sure
of
they're
the
showcasing as many as they
story
can, but
Bethesda Game Studios.
it really does feel like there's
None
a
of what
wider
we're surrounded
variety of
by right
enemies.
now would be here if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a new generation of players, I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
I mean, yeah, it looks great.
Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible, and I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel something, and that's precious.
Yep.
You're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new.
Bethesda's always had this really good
but it's
way
ultimately the
to with
same
their
game.
like.
There was a lot of
I'm
respect
mostly speaking
for
on
what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate
Elder
that.
Scrolls and Fallout, but just like the
From all
immersion
of
in
us
the
at
world.
Bethesda Game
I mean, they've
Studios
just done
and
always
Virtuous,
such a great job with
We want
it.
to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience.
I've got a bad
We were
feeling.
too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait.
Oh?
The best part of my job is that I get to be the one to announce that the Oblivion Remaster will be available
Right now?
today.
Yo, let's go. Oh, shit. I was just about to say I'm worried they're going to say till 2026.
87 years ago.
Oh, my goodness, man. Let's go, dude.
But for all these years,
I've
never
it
been
was,
the ruler of my
they were
own
talking about in the leaks that it was going to be pretty soon, but
This is the 27th of last seed. The year of Akatosh, 433.
Today, man.
These are the closing days of the Third Era. And the final hour.
Wow.
Of my life.
Yeah, I was a little worried that it was going to be put off, but
Oblivion, beyond which no
I'm glad I was wrong. I know what I'm about to do. I'm about to go download
This
this
is only the beginning.
right now.
Worse is yet to come.
And I guess the big questions are going to be, I'm sure Game Pass availability, I would assume, but how much is it going to be on top of that if you just want to buy it?
Time of cleansing draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
Wow.
Here you must find your own path.
Remember the Emperor!
Ooh. YouTube, internet. I hope it's everything we hope for, man, because we don't get a lot of moments like this every year, and this is one of them that is just gonna be chef's kiss, man. Deluxe edition available today. Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna do. I'm a big collector fan too, but well, that's it. We'll I'll save the reactions and the gameplay. I want to keep it as spoiler free in that regard as possible, but wow, absolutely wow. Incredible, man. And as we see at the bottom, it is Game Pass. It'll be Xbox Series X and S. It's on Steam, PS5. So there it is. It was true. The leaks in that were accurate. I always wonder too how many of those leaks are leaks, you know, or someone at Bethesda maybe in the PR is like, hey, why don't you share a few screenshots, you know, or why don't you go tell a few of these gaming reporters about this stuff, because that's all we heard for, at least I heard for the last 3 to 4 days, the last 72 hours or so, is just hype about this, man. You know, it's supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be yesterday originally, and then they postponed it. I don't know if that was specifically for when the Pope passed, but I think that was one of the higher like rumors up there, is that they delayed it a day. But wow, like I said, you get a few of these moments a year where, like, you know, at least to me, we get really, really excited for something. And good on Bethesda for, you know, I'm glad they've learned their lesson, because it's been damn near 7 years since they teased ES6, and we have not had anything else on that game. So, you know, they probably were like, yeah, if we're gonna make this, let's just let the players know when it launches. We'll give them some hype in that, you know, for launch day, more or less. And I think that's got to be my brother calling me. Yeah, my brother's calling me. He's excited about it too. But wow, man, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. It's going to be a great day for us nerds, and I'll get this uploaded for anyone to watch, and I'll see you guys out in Oblivion, man. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are just as excited as me. Take care, y'all.